It is a common practice to require users to accept an end-user license agreement before using a certain system or application. Let's create an app that will require our users to sign the EULA before they can start using it. Let's call this app EULA 1. Let's connect to our database. Let's add standard ASP.NET membership to this database. Let's go ahead and pick up a few models, starting with products, categories, and suppliers. Let's go ahead and generate the application. The standard application configuration will require us to sign in, and we now have full access to the application pages. First, let's go ahead and create a page that will contain our end-user license agreement. Open the Project Designer. Let's create a new page and give a name to the page. Let's use the template of Jumbotron. Let's take a peek at this page. This template is a good start. Let's go ahead and make a few customizations. First, we'll want to set Generate to first time only to ensure that any changes we make to our page will be preserved across generations. We also don't want this page to be visible in the menu. It should only be displayed when the user is required to sign it. Right-click on the page and press Exclude from Menu. Notice the use of a special icon that indicates that the page is not going to be displayed in the menu. Let's go ahead and browse. Notice that the page can be accessed via the URL, but it is not visible in the site menu. Let's open this project in Visual Studio. Press the Develop button. First, we'll need to write some custom code that will force the EULA page to be displayed to the user until they accept it. Under the App Code folder, create a folder called Custom. And let's create a class. With the name applicationservices.override. We'll want to specify the namespace. I will use the default namespace, my company. .services. We'll create a partial class definition for the application services class. The application services class has a method called loadContent, which handles serving of application pages to the client. Let's go ahead and override this method. If the request path starts with pages, then we'll get the current user. If the user is not null, then we'll check the standard comment field of the user record to see if the string EULA accepted is present. If not, then we'll go ahead and set the file key of the content dictionary equal to the contents of the EULA page, which can be found under the Pages folder. Finally, if we have not specified the key file, then we'll call the base implementation. Let's drop a breakpoint on the first line and start debugging. We can see a request come in, and that the request path is equal to pages home. We'll grab the user, which we can see is admin. His comment is null, so we'll load the contents of the EULA page and place it in the file key. It will skip past the base implementation. Notice that we've loaded the EULA page contents. If we jump to any other page, we'll see a similar behavior. Let's go ahead and customize the content of the page. We'll change the text Hello World to End User License Agreement. We'll change the text of the button to say, I agree. And we'll change the button primary class to button success. Next, we'll add the class button agree. We can now see the text shows end user license agreement with a button that says I agree. Next, we'll need to actually update users table to update the comment column for our logged in user to record that I have accepted the EULA. While we cannot directly access membership controllers for security reasons, we do have an API that we can extend functionality in the form of the My Profile controller. In the project designer, let's create a view under My Profile controller. We'll give this view the name Agree Form. Of type Form, provide a label, and we'll hide it from the view selector. Let's bind the username field to the Agree form view. Next, let's add a business rule to handle our endpoint. This SQL business rule will handle the command custom with command argument agree in the view Agree form. In phase execute, the script will update the ASP.NET membership table to set the comment field based on the currently logged in user ID. Let's browse the project. Switch back to Visual Studio. We'll need to implement a call to our custom endpoint in JavaScript. We're going to handle the click event on the button Agree class. First, we'll confirm that the user wants to agree. If they do, then we'll use the $app.execute API to hit our endpoint. Upon execution, we'll make sure that there's no errors in the result. If there is, then we'll notify the user. Otherwise, we'll reload the page. Finally, make sure to return false at the end of the click handler to ensure that the method is only called once per click. Let's see our custom script in action. Go ahead and press I agree and confirm. Notice that we now have full access to the application pages. If we use our own membership tables with the custom membership feature, we can provide our own columns for EULA acceptance and store additional information. Let's switch our app to using custom membership. First, let's add the custom users, roles, and user roles tables using the provided scripts. In the advanced configuration of the custom membership provider wiki, let's go ahead and grab the SQL create script. Next, in SQL Server Management Studio, let's create a new query. And paste in the script. On the table users, we'll want to add one more column. EULA accepted on. Let's execute our query. Let's change our membership configuration. Let's enable custom membership. Let's copy the custom membership configuration from the Advanced Configuration Wiki page. Let's go ahead and generate the app. Let's go ahead and log in. We can see that our custom membership configuration has worked. We'll need to customize the SQL business rule, as well as our custom override to read the new value. Let's customize the SQL business rule. Open the Project Designer. Let's replace the script. Go ahead and browse the app. Finally, let's fix our override. If the user is currently logged in, instead of checking the user comment, we'll make a custom query to the database. If the accepted on date is of type dbNull, then we'll overwrite the file. Let's try it out. Notice that we've successfully blocked all the application pages. Let's go ahead and agree. And we can now gain access to the application pages.